Hello, Paul here from EMD Automotive at Canberra, Sydney. I've got this Porsche 987 engine that I taken out because I had a fault with the injector rails plus the injectors as well, which is these guys here. I've taken them out. Okay, but I had a little peek inside the actual intake ports for the actual heads. This one here and the other side, they're pretty clean, but I'm still going to clean it anyway. The ignition coils on this car here is the original one from factory. There's a modified coils for this car here as well. So if you don't have, if you have a 987 or 986, and you still have the original factory coils, which is that part number there, get yourself some new ones because they will start to fail, and you don't want it to cut out and misfire when you're driving the car somewhere really far from your house, because it's going to be on a tow truck. But anyway, that's only one thing we've got to talk about. I'm going to actually the reason why I took the intake manifold out, because we are going to actually replace the oil separator here, this guy here, and I'm going to advise the customer to replace this plastic hose here right now. This one here, that one there goes like an S bend. There you go, right there. Goes to here, because they are brittle, they're just waiting to break. Alright, one more thing I've got to advise the customer as well is the oil cooler. This guy here, they're starting to actually leak. Even if they're not leaking, it's already more than, this is, I think this is 2005, 2006 model, this one here. The 987 Cayman, but it's already nearly close to 20 years. This oil cooler here, so I don't want to put everything back together and this one start to leak, and wish you've done it. And some of the plastic piping here, even these little hoses here for the vacuum hoses, they are already old. The rubbers are old as well. These ones are old, very old, so brittle. This one here is brittle as well. You're supposed to press them. If you press them in, it's supposed to be a bit softer, but this is like pressing a little rock. Anyway, I want to replace that pipe there as well as plastic, and the tensioner. This is the belt, dry belt tensioner. Every time you take the engine out, please take your time and replace that tensioner here, because it's really hard to do in the car. Much easier to do it now. I've got to check all the pulleys as well. If the pulleys never been done, I'll actually just get a pulley kit that comes with this and this and this, and the tensioner and the drive belt. I'm going to take the drive belt off and check the water pump later, spin it to see if it's noisy. But if this is the original one, so you can see there's like a bit of coolant there as well, around here on the water pump. See here, bit of coolant starting to leak from the pulley. They start to throw coolant up a little bit of marks around here as well. But if the part number is still original, I'm going to advise the customer to change it as well. And one thing that always leak on a Porsche Cayman engine, it's very important, is to this part here. See this plastic housing here? They leak. I've done probably 6 or 7 so far in the last 5, 6 years. Done about 6 or 7 of them, and they leak around here on the corner there, because the plastic just cracks and they leak. So I'm going to advise the customer as well to get this plastic housing done as well. Engine mount. We'll look at the engine mount. That looks alright. Anything vacuum, like see this plastic, this is plastic as well. This part here is plastic. I've got to get a new one of these as well. This is your vacuum pump that supplies the actual vacuum to the actual brake booster. This part here, this one here. Alternator, starter motor, still original. I'll just put down maybe I can actually get a new bearing or rebuild them, rebuild this one and that one there before I put it back in, because they are still original. So it's time to rebuild them or put new ones as well. Gearbox mount here, hydraulics leaking. There's oil inside here that's starting to leak as well. Just little few things. I'm going to check the injector wiring harness. I might get a new oil pressure sensor as well. This one here, that looks like the original one as well. That one there, that's your oil pressure sensor. This is your knock sensor. This one here, knock sensor here. There's one there and there's one underneath here. That one there with the bolt, the silver bolt, that's a knock sensor. This is your oil level. This one here is your oil level sensor. So you can actually check your oil level on the car, on the instrument cluster. This is the sensor for your oil level. Alright, this one here, oil level sensor. This is your power steering pump, AC compressor, pulleys, coils. Yeah, I'm gonna do a lot of people ask me online to do a video on the routes, the actual vacuum lines. So I will do a route video. So if you're looking at the vacuum lines, I'll show you how to connect it back properly. This is the injector rail. I'm taking it out already. And then we'll go from there.